All right, here we go. Zation start. Oh, I thought they were going first because they put the die on their Bidoof, but I guess not. That level ball off the rip. So yeah, Guardy against the Bidoof. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of this Bidoof right here. I'm ready for the doof to cook. A little prize check-in. We definitely had some, I think, missing scenes from Cameron on the last set. We'll see how they do this set. There's a Curlia. You don't need, like, one of the things that you should get off level ball potentially early is Manaphy, but you don't need Manaphy this early. See if they got any other Pokemon search cards. Has an energy. Can be attacking turn 2 with Zation, though, which is actually pretty good. That might be all they have, though. I think it is. So I think a double cross switcher here from Randall early on, if they play him, which I assume they do, would be pretty good, to be honest, to bring up the Ralts to stop the turn 2 attack here from Cameron. So a double escape rope or double cross switcher if they play that, I think would actually be pretty good here from Randall off the rip. They're eyeing up the Luminion. They do have an Ultra Ball. I hope they don't buy accidentally VIP pass for the Luminion here. Yeah, that's not how that works. I think that is what they're gonna go for here. Is they are gonna go for okay, there's the Bidoof grab. Double doof? Oh, they're showing some prize checking in general, I think here. I think they just put them all to the front because they're unsure if they want double doof or Palkia. Go for double doof because it's likely that the active Bidoof gets knocked out next turn. Oh, they have an Irida here though. They don't even need to get the Luminion here. I think they were thinking about maybe getting it, but they have Irida, so they're chilling. So Energy Search plus Greninja should be the grabs here, because you definitely want to make your opponent work for that Manaphy on the next turn. So if Greninja's not prized, oh, I think Greninja's prized. That sucks. That's rough. Greninja being prized here is not good. Can't even threaten the potential Greninja next turn. Has the Ultra Ball for next turn to get a B-Barrel. I can't really see what else. I think there is a V-Star in the hand as well. But it's looking, off the start here for Cameron, it's looking pretty good. Cameron can also only bench, Cameron should go out of their way to only bench 2 Ralts this turn as well. And then, starting with the worker. If Cameron only benches 2 Ralts here, then Randall actually can't one-hit KO the Zation, unless they have a choice spell. Ideally wants a Curlia though. Doesn't want to have nothing. But actually, maybe Cameron doesn't even have the choice to put down like more Pokemon. Has a Manaphy. Does play it. It is possible that Randall would have got the KO. But I think that's all Cameron has. It's not terrible for how slow of a start that Randall had though. There's something else in him, but they're not playing it. I don't think they have the Curlia though. Yeah. So slow start here for Cameron and Randall, to be honest. Slow start for both players. KO on Ralts is interesting here. It's so awkward though, because yeah, KOing the Zation is not possible. So I think actually what I would like to see here from Randall would be a KO on the Ralts, and then I assume they probably play Echoing Horn or Choice Belt, one of them. And then you could try and find that next turn, because Cameron's gonna then bench another Ralts next turn. And then actually, but Cameron wouldn't have to bench another Ralts next turn. That would actually be interesting. Okay, so he's gonna go for the hit on the active here. The hit on the active here is so weak, though. This is exactly what Cameron wants. Hitting the active here is like awful. Sign up the Mew instead of the B-Barrel. That's interesting. Maybe he has the B-Barrel in hand. I think you always get B-Barrel here. Oh, okay. They lined up the Mew, so I was like, horn but no belt. Yeah. So from Randall here, I wouldn't have hated to see. That's tough. Yeah, to look for Gust. Gust KO on Mew here, I think, or Curlia, I think is really good. Gust KO on Curlia here, I think is really good. Because if you Gust KO the Curlia, then next turn, Cameron will probably bench another Ralts, and then you can fill your bench, Echoing Horn the other Ralts into play, and one-hit KO the Zation. 2-hit KOing the Zation is cringe. This is so bad for Randall. It's like so bad to 2-hit KO this Zation. They have another Ultra Ball in hand. There's a Battle VIP pass, so they got some excess cards. So I think they should have tried to dig for a Gust KO, to be honest. And I don't know if like Cameron would have thought about that, because then a play Cameron could have done, if Cameron's like thinking about it, is Cameron could then go bench 0 Ralts hit, and then it forces Randall to hit the Zation, and then Cameron can go, okay, bench multiple Ralts hit, but then you have to get Candy Guard, so that's like a little bit of a risky play from Cameron. But this is looking super good for Cameron off the rip here, because now Cameron can go like hit, and then like Seal Stone knockout into 1-hit KO the second Palkia, and then the game's just kind of over. Because they got that first prize card, or just, you know, KO this Palkia, and then so on. So one thing we might want to see from Randall is to like, there's going to be this hit, and then Cameron's going to hit back. Cameron also, depending on how well Cameron draws here, Cameron could like 1-hit KO this Palkia. That's a little bit unlikely though, especially for how like weird of a turn Cameron had last turn. Cameron had like nothing last turn. Cameron is like not doing anything this turn either, so Cameron might still have nothing, which is not good. No Curlier would be pretty bad here. And at this point, you should just like load your bench with like Ralts and stuff. As an energy, I think. That might be it. Ooh, okay. Cameron might literally have nothing here. Oh, no, has a research. Okay, but how much... Was there that much good stuff in there? I don't even know. I would definitely check that if I was Randall. I was probably thinking about benching the... There wasn't that much good stuff, I don't think. I was probably thinking about benching the Cresselia. I actually kind of like the Cresselia bench here, because the Cresselia would line up as a 2-hit KO into the Palkia. I actually like the Cresselia bench there, because you could go like draw into an energy, attach it to the Zation. You're looking at what, currently 150, 180, and then Cresselia comes in 110 and gets the 2-hit KO. I think it was actually a mistake from Cameron to not bench the Cresselia. It does buff Palkia's damage, but it doesn't matter when the Zation's already getting knocked out. Ultra Ball for the Greninja. Okay, so still no Curlia. Still lacking the Curlia. But I think if you had a Curlia in hand here from Cameron, you would have used Curlia before you used Ultra Ball, because you want to draw into Pokemon. Otherwise, that's just kind of a missequence from Cameron. Uh-oh. What do we got? Okay, level ball. So we do have a Curlia. We have no more Ralts, though. But I don't think... It's hard for Randall to want to go out of their way to go KO a Curlia this turn, to be honest. Because that Zation is still swinging through, which is, like, a lot to deal with. Yeah, and then the Zation is still just swinging through. I don't think you want to, like, leave that Zation swinging. So chasing the Curlia does not sound good. Go. Refinement on the way. Yeah, I don't know if Cameron got that off of the Greninja or not. Maybe he did, though. I do see a rare candy in hand. I think they have a Battle VIP Pass as well, but they're probably debating Battle VIP Pass versus Energy here. Yeah, like I said, Cameron should have benched Cresselia. For sure, to go for the 1-2 here, I think, on this Palkia. I think it's Energy versus Battle VIP Pass here. I mean, there's a third card. What? Rare candy? Okay, it definitely wasn't a Battle VIP Pass in the hand, because that makes no sense. That makes 0 sense. I also don't like that rare candy discard too much, to be honest. I think maybe Cameron was trying to hold the energy to use it with Greninja next turn, but I don't know. I like that rare candy keep. It depends how many cards are in the discard pile, though, I guess. Another Ultra Ball coming down, so here comes another. But it also discarded a Curlia, so we've finally seen another Ralts. No, another Zation. Okay. I don't hate that either, though. Another Zation coming down here from Cameron. This is weird for Randall. 1 card hand, so you know it's like probably a research. Okay, so I don't hate this actually from Cameron. You go punch. I still would have liked that Cresselia being benched though, I think. But couldn't you just get the Zation next turn? I feel like you could just, like, as Cameron here, you could just get the Zation next turn. I don't like the Zation grab there. You should still probably get a Ralts there. You should still get a Ralts there. You can just get the Zation next turn. Just find it next turn if you need it. But it would have been better to have Cresselia as a follow-up here, and then go like punch into Cresselia knockout. For Randall here, actually, I don't know what to do. You could KO the clean Zation off the bench this turn. You could just KO the active Zation here. I actually think it's a mistake for Randall to evolve that to a Palkia V-Star. So a play that Randall could do here is go Palkia and knock out the active with the V-Star. And then if Cameron comes up and goes Zacian KO, which it looks like they have to do. That's not 100% true, actually. They could go Kirlia KO. I guess as Randall here, you could chase the Kirlia. Maybe that's why Cameron went ahead and got another Zacian and attached to it. No, but then the next Ralts would just become a Kirlia, and then you're still threatening Guardy EX every time. Because I think we're gonna see the double cross switcher on the Kirlia here. Oh, but I kind of like this play from Randall though, because then you get like the new Palkia setup. You get the fresh Palkia setup. Yeah, I like that. I'm fine with this actually. Because you get the fresh Palkia in the active, you're not threatening getting like you're making Cameron kind of waste attacks. Because Cameron doesn't want to be attacking but not getting 1-hit KOs. Like 2-hit KO in these Palkias is just like terrible. Actually, I like this play. This is like, once again why Cameron probably should have. I mean, Cameron burning the rare candy there was weird. And then also Cameron burning the red candy there was weird, and then Cameron also getting the second Zacian instead of a Ralts was also bad, I think, as well. This is like kind of like plays into like Randall letting Randall have this play. And now I think Randall just wins, actually, to be honest. Randall's just gonna KO this Zacian and then KO the next Zacian, and the game is just over. So yeah, I think we'll see Randall walk away with the dub here. But I think Cameron definitely botched the setup here. More Ralts. It's a Gardevoir deck. It's not a Zacian deck. Gotta get to the Gardevoirs, not the Zacians. Yeah, I think definitely botched the... Cameron definitely botched the setup here in this one. So we just need to see Randall. The only thing that could happen here, I guess, is like if Cameron plays the Collapse Stadium, that could make things awkward to get rid of the Zacian for a turn. But then Randall also has to fill their bench. Randall has to find Pokemon to fill their bench, which shouldn't be too hard. Like Randall go and fill their bench this turn, and then look for the KO next turn. If Randall's confident they can get Gust here, then Randall could go Gust KO the benched Zacian this turn, and then Gust KO the other one again next turn. Because obviously Cameron couldn't send it up, so that'd be fine. I think Randall still does have the Luminion, the cross switchers, and a double boss left probably if it's like the kind of the standard go-to list. So Randall can definitely pull it off. The Gust still. Yeah, Palkia coming down. Wait, did they fail the Nest Ball? I don't like the fail on the Nest Ball. They failed Nest Ball there. I don't like that actually. I think the reason they failed it because they have Luminion in hand. Unless they plan on doing the Luminion this turn. But I feel like you shouldn't Luminion this turn. You should just knock out the active and then look to Gust next turn. Yeah, I wouldn't Luminion this turn. And then you should fill your bench because then Cameron's going to take a knockout. And if Cameron takes a knockout... Because it's the same thing right now is with the Collapse Stadium. If it's a fresh Zacian or a not fresh Zacian, it doesn't matter if the Collapse Stadium happens. Oh, they're going after the Ralts. Wait, how many prizes has Randall drawn? Maybe this does make sense. How many prize cards has Randall drawn? Is it just one? I thought it was two. Wait, maybe I'm trolling. Maybe this is Randall's second prize card. So actually, this is actually still winnable for Cameron. Cameron could literally win this game by going Sky Sealstone this turn, knockout into attach boss. Yo, actually, I think I may be wrong on the prize count here. I can't see Randall's prizes. I thought Randall had drawn 2 prize cards. I don't think Randall did. I think Randall punched the Zacian and then bossed a Kirlia. Unless I'm trolling. I don't think I'm trolling though. So actually, Cameron is still winnable for Cameron. It's gonna be tough though. It's gonna be tough for Cameron to win, but it is still winnable. I think it's Sky Sealstone next turn, I guess, but that's gonna be a little bit harder. There's like a V-Star in the active. Because what Randall can do this turn right now is Randall can attack with the V instead of the V-Star, and then Randall can attack with the V instead of the V-Star this turn. Also, the whiffed attachment there from Cameron is unfortunate. If you attack with the V this turn, then you can't get Sky Sealstone. So that's what, but Randall did evolve there. So Randall is opening up the possibility for Cameron to have Candy, Guardy, Zacian, Sky Sealstone win the game. And I think there is the Candy in the hand there for Cameron. There's Ultra Ball. Definitely don't need Drapion. Probably don't need Switch. Yeah, I thought if Randall wasn't on 4 prize cards, I thought Randall was on 4 prize cards, but I think Randall was on 5, so it's fine. He didn't loss zone? Yeah, he's supposed to loss on the Palkia. It shouldn't matter though. I don't think Randall plays Pokemon Recovery, so it's gonna be if it's in the loss zone, it's the same thing as the discard pile, so it's not a big deal. So here comes the switch. You should definitely send up the non-damaged Palkia. No. Oh, they're probably correcting the loss zone. Wait, maybe? Yeah, it's just a Palkia into the Lost Zone. Okay. Dude, if Randall switches to the damaged Palkia, don't do it, Randall. You still have your V-Star power, right? Just send up the fresh one. Dude, Cameron, there's no way Cameron should win this. No, Randall. Or maybe he's going to retreat it. Oh, you know what Randall could do? You could retreat to Lumineon, shuffle the Lumineon back to the deck. Oh, Espeon V? Yo, Randall plays the Espeon V max. Yo, that's kind of lit. That really shuts down Lost Box. Dude, Randall is... Oh my gosh. If Cameron wins this game, that is a scam. Scamron. You have the judge. I was going to make it a lot harder. Cameron's hand was looking pretty good, to be honest. Cameron had Roxanne, Candy in the hand. So if there was a Guardy in there as well, that's Candy Guardy. And then you just basically need to find this guy's Seal Stone. But now Cameron needs a lot now. Cameron needs a lot. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Randall's given some plays here to Cameron for no reason for sure. Here comes the Espeon just to fill the board. I mean, Randall still could retreat and take the knockout. Retreat and take the knockout with Lumineon, to be honest. So that is still a play. I believe. I don't believe... Yeah, Randall hasn't V-starred yet, so... Okay, that is the play. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Oh. Okay, that's fine too, I guess. No, but I like the Lumineon play a little bit better because you get the Lumineon back, right? To find... maybe that doesn't matter too much. I don't know why we're using the V-Star power right now as Randall. I guess it is possible that Cameron plays Path. Guardy's playing Path isn't like the most insane thing ever. But at least they retreated. It's still possible for Cameron to win, but the chance is like so low. Yeah, it's like... It's possible, but not really. Like fake possible. All right, Zacian send up. So Cameron's just going for it, though. They just send up the Zacian. I'm pretty sure there's 2 prize cards left for Randall. Because Cameron could have hid behind Manaphy for a turn, theoretically. Actually, I think it's a mistake from Cameron to send up the Zacian. You just shouldn't send up the Zacian there. You should just send up the Manaphy. Because you could always retreat the Manaphy to potentially pull off the play, so... So I don't like this play from Cameron. Cameron definitely should have just, like, sent up the Manaphy here. Imagine if all cards' attention went to the Lost Zone. Well, then Lost Box decks would suck. Oh, I would also Bodyguardy as well, because you'd lose the energy. Lost City would just be a broken card if that's how it worked. There's the Ultra Ball. Hasn't played a supporter yet either. And remember, Randall could have played around this by attacking with the V for turn. Or attacking with Lumineon. I believe Randall could have KO'd with Lumineon as well, and then sent up Mew, and then just kind of chilled with the Palkia on the bench with 2 energy, and then just looked to gust the Zacian on the next turn for the win. See if Cameron has the nuts though, and Cameron needs a lot, like a lot. So, how many energy do you need? Do you need 7, 8 energy? Yeah, 8 energy is a lot in this situation for sure. Something. I'm about to walk over there and give Cameron a slow play warning myself, bro. Dude, okay. Keeping the Penny could have been cool though. Penny pick up the Zacian would have been a play there actually, and then you send up the Manaphy for the turn. That would have been a play. Goes for another Ralts. Okay, so I think might have a research in hand and then just going for the win here. The chance that they get it is super low, but it's possible. I don't know. I mean, the chance they get is like almost 0, I feel like. There's a Curler. So we're not seeing it this turn. There's no Guardy happening. So then we need to be able to retreat this Zacian or penny it. We could have pennied it and sent up the Manaphy. I kind of like the penny play. Haven't played a supporter yet. I don't think Cameron's really thinking about the potential of doing a future turn. I think Cameron's only thinking about trying to pull it off this turn. It's not thinking about... Well, now it's too late because you evolve the Curlia, though, I guess. has a boss on the B barrel. This does set up no, it doesn't actually set up cross switcher. It would set up cross switchers plus boss. And then there's just Roar of the Sword. Okay, well, let's see if Randall just has a way to move the B barrel. Just need to switch or double cross switcher boss. But actually, this is a little bit awkward because cross switchers don't work. And actually, I think Randall's hand is kind of trash. It does have an Irida though, so if there is a switch in the deck, there's an attach to the Beebs. I think there's an Irida in the deck. I might be wrong on that. And pass. Okay. Cameron might be able to make this comeback happen. We'll see. Needs a lot still. 3 prize cards, so it needs the full Sealstone combo. Ball Crystal first. So Cameron needs Sealstone plus boss, or I guess you could do Serena as well if they play Serena. Energy. Start with concealed cards. Actually, it might have been a mistake there for Cameron to actually search energy out of the deck. It might have been a mistake for Cameron to actually search energy out of the deck there, to be honest. Because you maybe wanted to get the energy, to draw into the energy. And then you focus after you've drawn into some energy. Whoa, what is going on here? Roxanne, okay. I don't hate it, I guess. That's a little bit surprising. We should have like attached to Manaphy though, so that way you could retreat to Manaphy this turn as Cameron and then retreat back. I mean, as long as Cameron has a gust effect. I don't know if Cameron might not have a gust effect here, to be honest. What if Cameron just can't win? Cameron might just not be able to win, to be honest. It's a no-town map. All right, Cameron definitely draws their whole deck next turn. They found the Guardy EX. Here's the retreat. They could attack with Guardy here, and it would shut off the... it does mean that Cameron doesn't need to do the whole Sky Sealstone play. This does... Gets rid of the draw power, which I guess is correct here if you're going to Roxanne, right? So actually, I do kind of like this play from... Cameron. You go Roxanne, plus you remove the draw power. Okay, there's another... refinement. Then as long as Cameron has a gust next turn, Cameron can gust KO the Luminian or the Espeon or just some kind of 2-prizer. There's the Sealstone. Doesn't matter anymore though. There's the knockout down to 2. And Cameron needs a gust this turn. Is thinking about sending up the Mew, which is interesting. I wonder what the 2-card hand is. Sends up the Luminian, has the pivot to work with. No Greninja set up so that energy doesn't do anything. There might be an Ultra Ball in hand. I actually can't tell what that other card is. I think it is maybe Ultra Ball. If it is Ultra Ball, then we could have seen the win from... Oh, pushes up Palkia. But you can't win. Just punch. Okay. Well, there might just be enough energy in the deck discard pile right now. This game might just be over. I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah, pushes 21 through, so there, Mew. Dude, Cameron gets the dub, bro. That's insane. I can't believe Cameron actually won this game. I can't believe Cameron actually won this game. What could have been changed on Randall's side, though? I think there definitely could have been some stuff that could have been played differently, though. Yeah, I feel like Randall definitely misplayed, though. Like Randall, how did Randall not walk away with the win here? What happened? Didn't attack with Luminian like they should have to free up the bench space, but it frees up the bench space, but it also puts Luminian back in the deck to be able to search for boss out again. So if they had Ultra Ball at the end of the game right there, then Ultra Ball would have been able to get Luminian for boss. If they play 2 boss, boss station win the game. I don't know, maybe there wasn't that much more that Randall could have actually done, though, to be honest. Yeah, maybe there wasn't that much more that Randall could have actually done. I think there was definitely more stuff that Cameron could have done. Cameron could have played that better for sure, but still ended up getting walking away with the dub in the end. Cameron definitely could have played better, but still got the dub. Best out of 3? Yeah, it's a top 4 of a cup. Yeah, Cameron definitely could have played better. Randall, to be honest, I don't know. I think maybe Randall played that maybe pretty well. I don't know. Whatever I said previously, I guess still applies, but. Also, pile shuffling in between games is just cringe. Don't do it. It's just a waste of time for anyone who's curious about pile shuffling. It's just a waste of time. If you want to count to make sure you have 60 cards, just do a single pile. That's it. I'm okay with pile shuffling if it's if you do it once. If you pile shuffle once at the beginning of the match, it's like okay, but past that it's literally just a time sink. It's a time waste. It's psychological. What do you mean? You mean you do it to psych out your opponent? One of your friends pile shuffling against me, mulliganed, and then pile shuffling. To be honest, if I played against someone at a regional who pile shuffled, then mulliganed, and then went to go pile shuffle again, I'd be like, no, you can't do that. You just shuffle up, bro, or just call it. I would actually call it judge. People do pile shuffle because they think it will spread the cards. Oh, you're saying for them, it's like it psychologically helps them be content with the random order of their cards. Oh. So whenever that happens, I think you just have to shuffle up again on Cameron's side. It shouldn't be it's not a prize penalty, right? I'm pretty sure that's just that better not be a 2 prize penalty. Is that a 2 prize penalty if before the match starts? I don't think it is, right? Isn't it just a shuffle? You just reshuffle, right? What if you just want a more thorough, more random shuffle than what you wouldn't normally get from a few matches? But it doesn't. Pile shuffle doesn't do that. Pile shuffling doesn't do it. Pile shuffling is like equal to 1 mash because you're just putting the cards out in an order and then you're picking them up and you're mashing them together once at the end of it all. So it's just an extended mash. Maybe you could argue it's like 2 mash shuffles. It's just an extended mash shuffle. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It's just an extended mash shuffle for no reason. It's always funny when like people pick up like if they pile shuffle into 6 piles and they pick up 2 of them and they mash them together for like a couple seconds and then pick up another pile and mash that together. You're not doing anything because the deck has to be random amongst the contents that should be in the deck, not individually randomized and then individually randomized with more cards. Like your deck is supposed to be random. All the cards that are supposed to be in your deck at the time. So if you use a Battle VIP pass and then go to shuffle your deck, that's what should be random. Not part of that should be random, and then you should add more cards to that random part and randomize that further. It needs to all be just together randomized. It's not a more thorough shuffle. It doesn't do anything. You just pick up your whole deck, mash or riffle it 7 times, a little bit more if you want, and then that's it. That's all you need to do. It doesn't do anything else. Doesn't shuffle it better, or yeah, it doesn't do anything more. It doesn't. You're not getting more shuffle. You're not getting a more thorough shuffle out of pile shuffling. It's not how it works. Pile shuffling isn't shuffling anything. You're just putting the cards out one by one. It doesn't change anything. If you just mash shuffle your deck 3 times, it would probably equal to a pile shuffle or more. Doing 2 piles in a row is a well-known Magic cheat. They call it double nickel. It's 2 5 piles. People did that in Pokemon for a time. I don't know. That was actually a crazy time, to be honest. When double nickeling was done in Pokemon, that was actually like a crazy time because it was like, I don't know if they thought it wasn't cheating or yeah, I don't know. That was wild when people were doing double nickeling in Pokemon, because they were very like, no one was like trying to hide it. Everyone like not everyone, a bunch of people blatantly did it. But I don't even know if they thought it was cheating or if they thought it was like fine to have like an even distribution of your cards. But that got cracked down on pretty fast. I mean, people got banned for it too. So it's like, that was wild when it came up thinking back on it though. Because like in the moment, I remember like when people were doing it, I didn't think too much of it in the moment because I didn't know what the heck was going on back when I was playing back then. But that was definitely wild. The way people just kind of picked up, started doing it. It's crazy. I had to have known it was cheating though, right? I don't know. Oh my gosh, this start is kind of crazy. Yo, chill. I don't know about that level ball though. I don't know if I like this level ball from Cameron. Depends what the rest of the hand is, but you maybe want to save this for a Curlia. Oh, they're going to get the Mew. But still, if you're gonna Greninja here as Cameron and you draw into the Mew, or you draw into a Fog Crystal for the Mew, or a Battle VIP pass for the Mew, you'd rather save that level ball for a Curlia. I actually don't like that play there. I think it's actually a missequence there from Cameron. We're just gonna see Attach Retreats. Oh, Judge. Oh, okay, never mind. This is fine then. Dude, this hand is insane. I didn't even realize Cameron hadn't played a supporter yet. I just kind of assumed. Holy shit, bro. All right, never mind. This sequence was fine from Cameron then, because we're going into the Judge, so I don't mind it actually. The level ball first is fine. I think you could maybe still an argument to keep it in the deck for it to become a Curlia, but that's probably not correct. Dude, that's crazy. Okay, Fog Crystal. Here comes the Greninja play. Yeah, I would not be surprised if turn 2 Candy Guardy happens on this next turn. We'll see. Two more. Here comes the Mew, and then we also get to use the Roar of the Sword, bro. This is disgusting. We could see if Randall has the Cross Stitch KO on the... Oh, there's no Manaphy down, though, actually. Manaphy's got to be prized here, then, right? There's no way you don't get Manaphy here. Because then we would have, like, searched out Manaphy instead of Mew and then retreated to Greninja this turn. Yeah, unless Cameron forgot about it. Cameron maybe forgot about getting Manaphy here, to be honest. But that does open the punish from Randall here. Randall can just snipe double Ralts. And then maybe even chase the other one after that. Yeah, you definitely snipe double Ralts here, though, if you're Randall. Full Greed or it's just prized. It's definitely very possible that the Manaphy is just prized. We'll see, though. Palk, Ness. Yeah, we can definitely get there. I think we're definitely going to get there as Randall here. You only need, like... I mean, you don't want to leave yourself with no energy in play, though, because you want to be able to follow up with Palkia, so... I don't know if there's one in the discard pile from turn 1 from the Greninja or not, though. There's one in hand, though. Ooh, and another one. Ooh, and a Melanie? Bro, it's all the energy, bro. It's literally just all energy. All right, yo, Randall's cooking. All right, now we have to just make sure. Now Randall just has to see the play, but I think it's pretty apparent what the play is here. It's KO double Ralts. Don't screw this up, Randall. If we could just see like an Ultra Ball and a Switch here, it'd be even better because they need to keep that much more energy in play. To the other Melanie too. But you kind of want a cross switcher or Gus next turn, but you could get cross switchers off the Melanie. The rest of the hand is actually kind of meh, to be honest. Alright, we use Greninja here, right? Alright, cool. Yeah, Randall sees it. Yeah, I'm actually curious. It would definitely be a big blunder from Cameron if there's a Manaphy in that deck. Yeah, it'd be a big time blunder from Cameron if there's a Manaphy in that deck. Ooh, and the Lost City. Wait, is that how that works? It doesn't have to be the active, right? You can get rid of the bench ones too. Making sure there's not a different Ralts out there. Yeah, this is gonna be hard to make a comeback here from Cameron. But Cameron did do it in the first game. So maybe Cameron's going to do it again in this one. Cameron already did one big comeback. We'll see. It's possible. We can see it again. Seen one major comeback from Cameron. Can we see two in the same set? Dude, the Manaphy was no! Dude, why are you searching out the Manaphy now? He was there the whole time, bro. That's funny. So what Cameron should have done, instead of getting Mew on that last turn, Cameron should have got Manaphy and benched Manaphy and then pushed Greninja off the retreat. Maybe you keep Greninja and like let a Ralts get KO'd though. I guess that would be fine as well, to be honest. I don't know, that could be fine as well because you can still get double Curlia out and then you keep Greninja out and then you don't have to play for the triple Curlia. Yeah, I don't know. But benching the Manaphy at this point actually I think makes no sense. You shouldn't bench Manaphy anymore because the Greninja can't attack anymore. Aggressive, like the Greninja can't attack next turn, so you should hold it. It's definitely a misplay by Cameron to actually get Manaphy now, but it's I don't know why Cameron's getting Manaphy now, but that's definitely a mistake. And also Curlia, no candy Guardy, so yeah, that's like it's like a shame Manaphy. Cameron's like I feel ashamed of not getting Manaphy initially, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the Manaphy now as like punishment. To hope that he doesn't forget next time. That is funny though. The Manaphy was there the whole time. Don't forget your Manaphies, folks. Don't forget your Manaphies. Gotta remember your Manaphies. Very important. Load up the Zacian again. I don't know why you wouldn't just load up Zacian here. If I was Cameron here, I would just load up the Zacian. And now from Randall. If Randall gets a Gust KO on the Zacian, I think you can pack this one as Cameron and just save time. This is where I would probably save time as Cameron. If Randall has Gust KO, but they have to have it. If they don't have it, then stick it out for sure. Randall's hand has Ultra Ball, I think, so you can Ultra Ball for the boss here. You don't want to do that first though. You might want to start with the Greninja here. Get rid of the Drapion. Yeah, okay. Ultra Ball coming down. Luminian for boss here is pretty good, but also like trying to find it off the Greninja first is like a little bit better, I feel like. Not super high chance of drawing into it, but there's like a chance, so I feel like you should go for it. But also you maybe don't want to whiff energy attachments turn to turn here as Randall. So maybe you do just want to go with Luminian for boss here. And do you KO the Zacian? You do KO the Zacian, right? I feel like you get the 2 prize cards here. I feel like that makes the most sense. You have Melanie for the follow-up next turn if you get KO'd. I guess one thing, the Guardy whiff attack. Yeah, Guardy did not get the candy Guardy. Yeah, boss Zacian. I think this is probably best here, to be honest. It's a little bit potentially awkward after that, I guess. Oh, they are using Greninja now. That's a big misstep from Randall then. That's like just a big miss. That's just a huge misplay then to like even. It's not that. It's pretty big. That's definitely a misplay. You don't want to. Why would you want Luminian on your bench when you could get Luminian later? Because now you could get Roxanne. Yeah, because now, like, I mean, what if Cameron does get Roxanne and Roxanne's you, and then KO's your Palkia? Yeah, Roxanne plus KO Palkia. That could be it, and then you could just lose. Then they could snowball from there, and Cameron could win. Definitely a misplay from Randall to. If you're gonna use the Greninja, you don't use Luminian first. Use Greninja first, and then you see what that gets you. Because that gets you boss, and you just hold the Luminian for later plays. Oh, there's the Roxanne. Cameron also should have sent up Mew here. I don't know why Cameron sent up Curlia. That's curious to me because you can just like accelerate to the Mew, retreat the Mew. Definitely a misstep there from Cameron to send up Curlia over Mew. And maybe thinking that they're going to attack with Guardy. If you attack with Guardy EX this turn, though, you're so off tempo that there's no way you win the game, I don't think, as Cameron. You have to attack this turn for a KO. If you're not getting a KO this turn as Cameron, you just lose. So you should always send up Mew here. And then look for the Zacian plus Roxanne KO or Candy, Shiny Arcana, rip one off Shiny Arcana, attach. What would you need? 7, 8? So you have to rip one off Shiny Arcana plus attach for turn? Yeah, that'd be fine though. You can make it work. Memory skip time? No, memory skip doesn't do anything. Because then it just gives Randall a turn to attach to the bench and pass, or like switch to the bench, attach to the bench, and then pass. Memory skip would only work if Randall like misplayed and like hard retreated the Palkia. Then maybe. Okay, here comes the Roxanne. Like I said, Zacian knockout is the move. The secondization could be prized though. That's possible for Cameron. Secondization's prized. But if it's not, Roxanne plus Zation knockouts, that's pretty solid. Like Randall needs a lot. Randall doesn't have to get it this turn though. Randall could just go Palkia V, pass with Mew in the active, and then next turn go attach to one of them, and next turn go with Melanie. But you have no way to search out the Melanie because Luminion's in play and not in the deck, like where it should be. Okay, did get the Candy Shiny Arcana. That's what I was talking about. You could get the knockout here with Shiny Arcana. It's unlikely though. You would need to hit the nuts. Yeah, you'd need to hit the nuts here as Cameron. You need to go Shiny Arcana, because 6 is what? 180, 240. Yeah. I'll put 6 on it. Oh, are all of that's a lot of energy in the discard pile. I don't even know if Cameron has any energy left in the deck. You need attachment for turn plus 1 hit off Shiny Arcana or 2 hits off Shiny Arcana, which is like unreasonable. And hitting with the active is just way too slow. You just lose if you hit with the active here. Okay, the retreat. To Guardy. Okay. Well, we haven't used Shiny Arcana yet. Should definitely do that first. No hits. Yeah, definitely should check that before you retreat. Definitely another misstep there from Cameron. But yeah, I would concede here as Cameron. If you whiff the KO this turn, Cameron should just concede. But I think, yeah, there's no reason to stick this out. Like, you don't lose next turn for sure. Actually, you just don't ever lose. No, you could lose your next turn to Echoing Horn, but yeah, as Cameron here, you should just concede. Just scoop it up. It's just a waste of time at this point. And I think Randall is probably favored with less time, slightly favored with less time in the game. So like if it goes to turns, if it goes to like first prize wins game 3 or whatever, like I can see there's no time limit. There is time limit. There's a 50-minute time limit. Best out of 3, 50 minutes. Or it's probably it could be best out of 3, 60 minutes. There's always a time limit. If there's not a time limit, someone's trolling. All right, second Palkia here for Randall. Oh, there's no time limit on screen, yeah, but it's probably, yeah, 50 minutes sounds like that's reasonable. That's probably what it is. 50-minute best out of 3. All right, we should see an energy here for Randall. All Randall needs is an energy. If Randall whiffs energy here, might be another energy search left in the deck though, because I think there is an Irida in the hand. Randall's hand is kind of clogged too. There's a lot of junk in there. And also, I think Randall did discard a Palkia V-Star. Okay, the energy search is there, so saved by the energy search. Should still be pretty much locked up here for Randall then, going down to 1 prize card this turn. There's the energy search. Gets no Pokemon off the Irida. Seems fine, probably. I didn't like that discard of the Palkia V-Star, though, from Randall, because you could have still theoretically set up a third Palkia, like if you had to. I don't know if the situation got really weird. But Randall did want to hit the energy for turn. I don't know. That's maybe fine, to be honest. It is maybe fine for Randall to have played it the way they did. All right, from Cameron, there is literally no win condition. There's 0 win condition. You can't win. The game's over. I mean, you could attack with Guardian. You'd have 100 damage on you, so you'd have... Because it already does, you'd have 80 damage on you. At the very least, there'll be 80 damage on the Gardevoir if it attacks. So there's 230 HP. Currently, the Palkia is hitting for 220. So I guess if you don't bench anything, and there's... Okay, actually, hold up. There actually is a win condition here. I take it back. So Cameron can actually go, now that I've actually done the math... If Cameron gets an attachment for turn to the Guardy, attacks with Guardy, but doesn't bench anything, then Cameron is hitting for... Oh, bench something. Okay, the game's over. All right, the game's over. I take it back. Yeah. All right, well, there was a chance. There was a chance. Because you could have gone attached for turn to Guardy, plus put 2 energy on it from the discard pile. So you're looking at 80 damage on the Guardy. So you're looking at 230 or 230 HP left. And Palkia, if you don't bench anything, is only hitting for 220 damage. So then you KO the active one, and then Randall, if Randall doesn't have Gust KO for the last prize card, then Randall probably doesn't send up the Palkia and just hit your Guardy and waits for the Gust, and then you can go bench station plus Gust KO the Palkia off the bench. That was actually a pretty big mistake there from Cameron to actually bench that Gardevoir. As long as they had an energy from hand for turn to actually attack with the Guardy without putting 3 on it from the discard pile. I don't actually know if that's the situation. Why would 200 be 80 damage? Because there's already 40 damage. I'm saying it's 40 total. Or it's 80 total. There had 40 on it from when they treated last turn. Then it would be up to 80. Research. Kind of suck for Cameron then, to be honest, because like they had the Zation in hand and then had to research. So like, how would you ever make that work? That'd be hard to make work. Yeah, like I said, there shouldn't be a win condition. There shouldn't, like, Cameron literally can't put anything in the active that doesn't get KO'd. Everything Cameron could possibly send to the active gets KO'd. Well, no, you could retreat to the Guardian. No, but then the Guardian gets punched and the next turn it happens. Yeah, so there's the attachment. Well, I guess, okay. Cameron could hope that Randall doesn't have a Pokemon in hand to bench. That's actually the one thing Cameron can hope for. Actually, I thought Cameron had way less cards in deck than that. Yeah, okay, so Cameron does have one hope, but I'm pretty sure I see a basic Pokemon in Randall's hand. But like I said, I think actually Cameron spent too much time in this game. I think Cameron should have conceded like a turn ago, 2 turns ago, when they whiffed the knockout. Like, yeah, it should have been a little while ago. Cameron definitely should have just like conceded the game and saved time. They can't have that much time left after the game. The first game was a decent while as well, so they can't have that much time left. They're definitely running out of time here. Okay, and then 2 more active, and I think as Randall here. So if Randall has, so this is actually, I'll see how Randall plays this. Randall probably won't play it as optimally as they should, because like I said, less time I think favors Randall. I'm not 100% sure, but what Randall could do here, even if Randall has a basic Pokemon and an energy in hand, actually Randall might not have the energy. Oh, Randall doesn't have the energy. Okay, but even once Randall draws the energy, Randall could still go through the rest of their actions first, which is what I think Randall should do. So like Randall should like, if they can use, even if they had like energy basic Pokemon in hand, they should like attach the energy but not bench the basic Pokemon. And then like if they have a supporter, they can play the supporter. So they got Irida, so they can play Irida, get an Ultra Ball. They don't have the energy in hand, so they actually do have to try and oh, they have the energy surge. Alright, they can't quite do it the way I would want them to, because they don't have any other actions to do anyways now. So now they just basically bench the Pokemon and attack. But lower the music a bit. Yeah, sure, I got you. So basically just burn time. Actually, you can still do it here as Randall. Randall should now like use B-Barrel, draw cards. Cameron should scoop. Okay. Is it not a KO? Is it a KO? It is KO, right? Maybe it's not. Okay, it is. Yeah, it is. Like Randall shouldn't why bench the Espeon? Because you need the plus 20 damage to be able to get the knockout with the Palkia. Okay, the other play that Cameron potentially could have made actually was like you just research. So it is just a knockout with the Zacian there. It's just a KO with the Zacian there. What Cameron could have done was like, if there was the Miriam or the Palpad left, Cameron could have researched away the Zacian and then recovered it with Miriam. So like I was saying, I think in time, Randall is favored to be ahead on prize cards. So Randall shouldn't have... Randall should like use B-Barrel. If Randall draws into like Ultra Ball, then play Ultra Ball. If Randall draws into any other card that they can possibly play, just play out all those cards first and then take the knockout. Because there's nothing like rushing Randall. Like, I think Randall's favored in time, so you want there to be less time in the match, right? Because if it comes down to a sudden death scenario, then your favorite is Randall, because you'll theoretically be up on prize cards initially. So Randall probably, like, you could have taken the extra actions if there was any to do, but I don't know if there was any for Randall to do there. It's the final round. This is top 4. We're looking at top 4 here. So we'll have Cameron going first again. Hopefully Cameron remembers Manaphy this time, because that was pretty crucial in that last game. I think Cameron would have been in a pretty good spot. If Cameron had remembered Manaphy, I think Cameron probably would have been in a pretty good spot, to be honest. So hopefully Cameron remembers Manaphy. Hopefully Cameron remembers Manaphy. Rough into Gudra? Maybe. You have boss like cross switchers. Maybe you can make something happen, but probably tough. Do they have match timer? It's 50 minutes, which I assume has to be coming up soon. But I don't know how much time is left. The Goodra matchup can't be great for the Poke deck, but you're fine into Guardian Lost Box. That's what matters the most. Taking a loss to Goodra is fine. They are talking to the judge right now, so that makes me think that they're going into time. We'll see though. Can't think of why else they would be talking to the judge. So as long as Cameron chose who goes first. Wait, how does that work? Yeah, so Cameron chooses who goes first. Wait, no. I think if Cameron didn't choose who goes first before time is called, then it is flipped, right? Or is it not? Because I know in like in like at a regionals, if you're going into game 3 and someone hasn't decided who's going first yet, going into game 3, and time is called, then game 3 just doesn't happen and it's a tie. So if you haven't decided who's going first yet, if the player who's supposed to decide who goes first hasn't decided who's going first yet, then the game's just a tie. If you're going into game 3 at like a regional. That's happened to me. So either I got a wrong ruling or that's how it works. But in Top Cut, if you're going into game 3 and you haven't decided who's going first yet, I'm actually not sure. If you haven't decided who's not going first yet, going into game 3, does it become sudden death immediately? Or then or is the person just forced to like pick there and then you go from there? Also, there's a mulligan for Cameron. And then theoretically, I mean, a third game has to be played because it's Top Cut because you can't tie. But theoretically, then it would be like flipped to see who goes first instead of. I might be wrong on that. All right, we do have Cameron going first though. And if it is in turns, then I'm sure Cameron wants to be like extra aggressive here. So actually, I don't know if that's the correct way to still play it out though. Well, but yeah, we might see Cameron level ball here for Ralts, and maybe you shouldn't have normally, but if you really need a draw, like if you have the candy piece in hand as Cameron or a Guard EX in hand, you really need to draw the other piece here so you can just be aggressive turn 2 and hopefully take a knockout on something. We'll see. Otherwise, the level ball's a little bit weird, right? Because you'd want to draw into Ralt, save the level ball for the curve there, which is maybe still how Cameron should have sequenced that, to be honest. That's an Ultra Ball and is playing it. So I feel like they're not saving that for Guardi EX then. Sure, Canalization aggressively. And once again, if there's not that much time left and you want to be more aggressive here, like maybe normally you'd go get Ralts here if your hand's not super aggressive, but even if your hand's not super aggressive, you want to be more aggressive in these kind of situations. From Cameron. All right, see how good of a start Randall has. I see an energy search and an energy at the very least. Ultra Ball. But we can't do anything turn, like we can't give it, like there's nothing too aggressive that can happen here for Randall. Like the deck just doesn't have any of that, any options like that. So we're just looking to get some Palkias in play. for Randall and then hope that Cameron... Whoa, did we fail it? Maybe it is sudden death. We might be in sudden death here. No, but why? Wait, what? Why wouldn't you at least put something in your hand? So that's definitely a... No matter what, that's a misplay from Randall. If it is sudden death and Randall's trying to avoid a lower HP Pokemon in play, that actually is reasonable. If it is sudden death and Randall's trying to avoid a lower HP Pokemon in play, that is reasonable. But Cameron would need like Candy Guardy. I don't even know if Cameron's hand could support that. So going out of your way to get nothing here seems a little sketch. I don't know. But when you play the Ultra Ball there, you should at least put a Pokemon in your hand. Like you should have probably have grabbed Luminion there. Yeah, so it is sudden death. There's no way Randall would play this way if it wasn't sudden death. So it's 100% sudden death because we even see there's a Battle VIP Best in Randall's hand and Randall's not playing it. So this is sudden death right now. So now it basically just comes down to, can Cameron get Candy Guardy? But I think that's actually still incorrect from Randall to play this conservatively because there's just no way Cameron gets Candy Guardy. It depends how many energy are in the discard pile, I guess. Candy Guardy boss actually isn't that ridiculous. It depends how many energy are in the discard pile. But if there's like no energy in the discard pile, there's one, right? There's one. I guess it's possible. I don't know if I would have played around Guardy getting off a Candy Guardy Gust play turn 2 though. Yeah, I don't know if I'd play around that. Depends how many energy are in Cameron's discard pile there. Okay, there's a Curlia. And then the research. So Cameron needs a lot here. Candy, Gardevoir EX with one Gardevoir EX in the discard pile, also with an Ultra Ball in the discard pile already. Maybe 2 Ultra Balls in the discard pile? At least 1. And then more energy. I think Randall literally has boss Palkia V-Star in hand, so I think Randall literally just wins next turn no matter what. Even if, and that's another thing with not benching Pokemon, Cameron could retreat to Zacian here, and if Cameron had gone retreat to Zacian plus Judge, then that's looking kind of looking pretty bad potentially for Randall. Like it could be looking bad, right? So if Cameron just went like Judge plus retreatization, that's kind of yeah, that could feel bad. That could be bad. Feel bad, be bad, all the above. Yep, here's the attach retreat to the Zacian. Or I guess you could no, you don't want to do that. You want to attach retreat because you want to search energy out for the Zacian. Definitely want to go attach retreat and then Roar of the Sword. The 10 damage, yeah, 10 damage doesn't make a difference. Rather search the other extra energy out. Roar of the Sword, and then yeah, like I said, I think like Randall not getting anything off the Ultra Ball was bad, but I think it's maybe Randall just did that because Randall literally had Ultra Ball. Randall maybe just literally had Ultra Ball plus or Boss plus Evolution in hand. So like Randall was like, well, I don't need the. I don't think Randall has that actually. I think Randall has a Judge. Dude, did Randall misplay off that Ultra Ball and by not getting Luminion? Oh my gosh, bro. If Cameron gets away with it again, bro, there's no shot. Dude, Cameron stays scamming, bro. I'm gonna be done if Cameron gets away with it again, bro. There's no shot Cameron gets away with this again. The legend of Cameron. So I think we got another refinement coming out here from Cameron, debating whether to get rid of an energy or not. You see, I didn't like the way Randall played it because now Randall actually could whiff the turn 2 knockout. Whereas like if Randall had just played normally, I don't think Randall ever whiffs. All right, so there was no, oh my gosh. So Randall does have, okay. So Randall can't guarantee the knock. Wait, can Randall guarantee the knockout on the active? We're looking at what? 140? 160? So if there's enough bench Pokemon. Just Judge? No, dude. Dude, Randall threw. Randall threw. But we could have seen. So actually, Randall could have got the dub out of hand, though. There's no way you win here. I don't think you ever play this as if you win here as Randall, though, if it goes to another turn for Cameron. Randall could have gone Nest Ball for Mew. Randall should have Nest Balled for Mew no matter what, and then could have judged, and if you draw Cross Switcher, you could retreat Cross. I don't know. I feel like there was a better way to play this. Randall maybe prize Luminium, but you still, on the first Ultra Ball off the rip there from Randall, you always thin a Pokemon out of your deck, so when you play the Melon, you have a high chance of drawing into a... you have a higher chance of drawing into double Cross Switcher or Cross Switcher Irida or Boss. There's the punch. Okay, so Cameron, I think... Oh, no, wait. But if you punch here as... If you punch here as Randall, you need secondization as Cameron. Okay, it's not done yet. We're not done yet. Oh, there we go. Secondization? Dude, punish Randall, bro. If secondization is prized, though... Oh, my gosh. If secondization is prized, then Cameron needs to go into, like, Guardy EX for the turn. Have you ever had on prize at the end of 3 turns? I don't think so, Gassy. I think they go into sudden death if they haven't announced who's gonna, like, if game 2 finishes in turns, you go into sudden death. But if you haven't picked who goes first in game 3, if you haven't picked who goes first going into game 3 yet, then once you get to game 3, then it goes to sudden death, I think, immediately. I could be wrong on that. I'm actually not sure. But then also Cameron got the pick to go first. So maybe it was the 3-turn thing. Oh yeah, because then if Cameron if Cameron went first turn 1, Randall turn 2, Cameron turn 3, and then if Cameron gets a KO on that turn, Cameron wins. So maybe it was still +3 into sudden death. Actually, it probably was. I think you're right. Okay, so Cameron needs Guardy EX and Zation. Is secondization in the deck? We'd get it off this fog crystal right now, I think, if it is. I don't think secondization is in the deck, or it's in the hand, I guess. It could be in the hand. But the active one got hit for 140, so you can't put enough 140, so you can put 6, so you can put 3 more energy on it, 5, 6. That's not enough, right? No, it's not enough. So this turn, Cameron has to, like, retreat to Guardy EX and just punch with Guardy EX. Yeah, if you just punch with Guardy EX. Okay, second Curlier. We're not done yet. Still cooking for Cameron. Needs Guardy EX, though. Has to have Guardy EX this turn. At the very least, to run to. Okay, we don't have it yet, but we've got a Shiny Arcana. We had both Curliers in play last turn, right? Shiny Arcana for 2. There's the Guardy EX. Okay, we got there. Maybe not. Nope, there's the Guardy EX. Does Cameron have secondization? That's the question. We never saw it get searched out with the fog crystals. So we might just be seeing Cameron run to Guardy here. But it could still be in hand. The secondization could be in hand. Or Cameron messed up and didn't search out of the deck. We saw that before with the Manaphy on the previous game. Cameron can't get the KO with the Baby Guardy either, the Shiny Arcana, so I think it's just run to Guardy Punch. That's like the only play here that I see. I don't know what Cameron's cooking in this hand. What's cooking? What do you need? 8? Yeah, you need 8. Yeah, they gotta give Cameron a slow play warning at some point. They gotta give Cameron a slow play warning at some point. I don't know when that point is. They gotta do it at some point, though. Oh, we still got the research? Or so maybe Cameron messed up before by not getting the secondization? No way. Dude, no way, bro. Cameron has like 12 energy and then we're still fall crystalling for energy when he could have been fall crystalling for the Zation. Bro! Cameron does it again, bro. No shot, bro. Dude, just go search out the Zation with one of your 3 fog crystals that you just played. Dude, Cameron back at it. No, I think Randall played that really poorly, though. The Luminium might have been prized from Randall, but I think you should just fill your bench there. Cameron's not going to have the boss. Luminium was prized. It was still a mistake to not grab a Pokemon with the Ultra Ball, though. Even with Luminium prize, it was a mistake to not grab the just any Pokemon, literally anything. You don't have to bench it. That's like another discussion, is like, should Randall have just filled up their bench? I think Randall probably should have filled up their bench and just like played the game. The chance that Cameron has turn 2 Candy Gardevoir boss and needed more energy in the discard pile as well. That's like an absurd sequence that... So Randall wins like probably, I don't know, like 100% of, like 90% of the time if Randall benches stuff there and like plays the game normally. And then Cameron wins like 10% of the time. But then if you don't do that, if you don't do that, then they just have the retreat play, and then all of a sudden you're just winning. Like you're not winning as much there anymore. I mean, you still could win though. You still could win, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like, yeah, you should give yourself the higher win condition as Randall there, like set up your B barrel and whatever. Okay, but pretty good start here, it looks like, from Axel. Got the Genesect and the Battle VIP pass. I think we're gonna have a game here of two different kinds of speed here, though. I think Axel is looks like a pretty fast player, and we've had Cameron so far, who's been, probably in consideration for some slow play warnings. Maybe has already gotten one as well. I don't know, but being thorough with their plays. What tournament? It's just a League Cup. This is actually something I had planned to do with streams, because I'm not going to be at any local tournaments on these weekends. This is actually something I planned to do, was just to like watch League Cup streams that happen. And I kind of assumed that there would be... I didn't look last weekend. I should have like looked last weekend. I do kind of assume that there would be a lot more people streaming their League Cups nowadays. Damn, this hand is good. Have we even seen a Genesect get used yet here from Axel? I don't think so, right? Yeah, I don't even think we've seen a Genesect get used here from Axel. Yeah, definitely a tale of two speeds here between Cameron and Axel. Genesect number one, we're cooking here. There's a Judge. Judge is always nice. It's not the Avery, and the rest of the hand I think is just kind of... There's a switch card in the hand though, so I would like to see the switch card, but it's just a pass. So wants to conserve the switch card, I guess. I don't know. +1 card there seems kind of nice, but if I don't give enough value to stuff like the switch card when I play Mew, I might be playing a little bit too aggressive with it. You're already so well established here as Axel. You don't need to find the energy. You don't need to find the or any other cards, but it would be nice to see some more cards. But I think Axel is definitely likely to find those cards off of the Judge next turn if they go with the Judge. This does mean they're a little bit less established to potentially use that Avery that I was talking about. Like I said, the Avery I think is really good in this matchup, because if Cameron has a really good turn one, gets the squad down, as Axel you can be like, okay, Avery escape rope, ideally, and then you like eliminate two of them with the Avery, two of the good Pokemon with the Avery, and then you get rid of another one with a knockout. So Axel has played 100 rounds of this list for sure. I mean, playing fast and knowing a deck well are not the same thing, that's for sure. That's why you just see like everyone who's like a junior or senior just play really fast, but they have no idea what they're doing. Like, yeah, speed does not mean knowledge. The Ralts off the level ball. I don't think we ever see Cameron get the Mew very aggressively here, or we have yet to see that. Just Psychic. I would like to have seen the Mew gotten a little bit more aggressive here though from Cameron, and attaching to the bench instead of the active. I don't like that either. The Mew could be prize, of course, but there's a research, pretty solid research. Does lose the Shiny Arcana, which you don't ever want to do, but yeah, no Mew grab here is definitely also attaching to the bench instead of the active, but that makes me think that Mew just has to be prized here. But we've definitely seen Cameron scam before and not go for the correct Pokemon and then end up drawing into it anyways, so we'll see here. You definitely don't want to leave a Ralts in your active though. That's like another thing. Like, you'd rather push up Cresselia or something, but now you can't do that because you attach to your bench. So definitely another mistake here from Cameron. Like, because the Mew deck does play a couple escape rope. They do play boss, but they're not always going to have it. Sometimes they whiff, so I definitely don't like that attachment to the bench there from Cameron. Putting Zacian in play also, I'm not a huge fan of in this matchup as well. I'm not a huge fan of putting the Zacian in play aggressively in this matchup. A good top deck there from Axel. And I think we're just going to go immediately into a Judge. There it is. Also, setting up really aggressively in this matchup is important, because if you're getting Judge spammed, you want to be like that much more established every single turn if possible. Yeah. Yeah, Ralts going down here is exactly what Axel wants to see. Ideally, also wants to probably try and find double Mew VMAX, so you don't have to worry about the second double turbo, but we'll start with trying to find one. There's an Ultra Ball. Is that an escape rope? I think it is. You kind of want to keep everything here, to be honest. And is actually going to try and keep everything. He's just going to draw 2 first. Or Sealstone now has the Ultra Ball. Now probably has to play it. It's thinking about getting rid of the Roxanne. You can Palpat it back later, but you are going to want it. Sometimes you do want a Roxanne twice in this matchup as well. Get rid of the Escape Rope, which you probably want to try and keep because you're probably assuming Cameron's going to run into... Oh, but has the Palpat in hand immediately for it. Yes, definitely that makes sense. I like that. Judge and a Roxanne. That's fine. That's fine. And then has the Path in hand. The Escape Rope would have been nice, though, because, like, if Cameron pushes Cresselia, then you can just Escape Rope to force up a more valuable target on the next turn. So I wouldn't have hated to see that try and keep the Escape Rope, but if it did feel kind of like that's the card that had to go. You could have got rid of the Path there, though. Path's not that valuable on this next turn. It would stop, like, a turn to attack. Like, I guess like, it stops, like, Candy Guard EX plus attack with Guard EX, which is, like, really annoying. Yeah, you probably want to be aggressive with the Path here. I take it back. Yeah, you probably want a Path here. So you can attach... Oh, no, you've already attached this turn. So I think it is just Path Swing here from Axel. But that's rough. This is a rough swing because you're not using Max Miracle. You really want to Max Miracle this turn. You don't want to actually use Technoblast because then it might be harder to pull off an attack next turn. Yeah, so there's a Technoblast. So now you have to reset the Mew with an Escape Rope or a Switch card. There is the 4 Sealstone in place, so it shouldn't be too difficult, right? And or you need to find another Mew VMAX. So it's probably not worth burning the 4 Sealstone over that, so... Alright, back over to Cameron. Psychic Energy Grab. Could attach active. I don't know if it matters. The energy on the bench Ralt is also pretty weird because now it could be awkward to get it into the discard pile efficiently as well. That's like another thing that could come up now from here for Cameron. But it's like going in with this Ralt. This Ralt is going in. So I guess if we try and make it a Guard EX, that wouldn't be terrible though, to be honest, and just start punching with it. I don't hate that. Another Fog Crystal coming in. Ideally getting a Ralt or the Mew if the Mew is in there. We'll see if the Mew's in there. I think it might be. Ideally, though, the Force Ralts and the Mew didn't get prized. Hopefully one of them's around, chilling. Fails the Fog Crystal, so Force Ralts and Mew are definitely prized there. I don't think you'd ever not get one of them. You have 2 bench spaces to work with, so... Force Ralts and Mew are prized. So rough. This is looking rough for Cameron here. If that's a research, we got something cooking, but... Ooh, goes with the Judge. It was looking like they were choosing between that and something else. It looks like they were choosing between Judge and something else, but they ended up going with the Judge. So they maybe had a boss, maybe a research. Could have had Serena. I don't know. I don't know what else they would have had that would have been like relevant to actually even consider playing there. No Curlias yet, but that's definitely what we're looking for. There's an Ultra Ball. That's literally the whole hand to play a Curlia, though. You definitely want to establish a Curlia. Okay, that's getting rid of a research. That makes you think the last card in the hand is definitely a second research. So you could get Curlia Evolved, but you're not using the Curlia here. And that makes me think that the last card in the hand there is probably second research if you're discarding a research there. But this Judge could be actually... No, it's not going to be that devastating, actually, for Axel, because Axel does have the 4 Sealstone, so Axel should be fine, to be honest. If you know your deck, you know your route in specific matchups, so I play faster when I know the matchup. Well, yeah, of course. If you know the matchup better, you'll know the route faster. But I'm saying it's not an indication of definitely knowing something more or better. You could just play fast. So Axel definitely wants to KO this Curlia to force Cameron to have Candy to be able to get out Guardian next turn. So ideally Axel would like, but also wants to keep Path in play as well. Tails has the 4 Sealstone though. Now, will they go for a Vacuum or will they go for something else? They have to go for the Vacuum. Okay. So we'll have to bump the Path. I think has another Path in hand, but now that they burned a tablet, which is actually like really weird in this matchup. Well, no, you can burn you could theoretically burn a tablet and still want to KO Guard EX, but it's tough. I don't know what that is actually. What was that card? Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got Boss. Ooh, okay. We have everything actually here. So we have Attach, Boss, Ultra Ball for Guardy. Attach, Boss, and you could draw with Genesect first to find better targets for the Ultra Ball, which is what we do see here. Okay, you can Ultra Ball away the Vacuum and the Cram. Or the switch card in the cram, actually. Well, but then if your Genesect gets boss, that's a little bit awkward. Goes with that, though. Keeps the vacuum. I guess the vacuum is probably a little bit better to keep, because then you can just, like, but do you really want to bump your own path? Like, if Cameron goes next turn, boss your Genesect pass, you don't want to bump your own path to have to then try and find a switch card. I almost like getting rid of the vacuum there and keeping the switch card, because as long as you attack here every turn as Axel, you're winning. As soon as you're not attacking, you're losing. That might be a second switch card in the hand, though, actually. Another vacuum. That might be a second switch card. I actually can't see. And now we can see the Max Miracle from Axel here to get the knockout. Yep, Max Miracle, goodbye, you're toast. Yeah, because like having to use the vacuum, I kind of like the idea of trying to keep the switch card around, but there might have been a second switch card in the hand. I can't tell. It's like some kind of pink card. It could be a tablet as well. Okay, Worker off the rip for Cameron, but needs the absolute stones here. Candy, Guardy. Yeah, you need like Candy, Guardy, sheesh. And like the Zacian KO. That's like not possible. I don't think that's possible. Yeah, I don't think that's possible here. Yep, there's already a Curlia, so it's not happening. And we know the last Ralts is prized, so if this Curlia gets KO'd from Cameron, that's where you scoop it up and go next. It's fine. Fine to take the L in this one and just go next. Yep, there's the pass. So yeah, if we see... Oh, did actually... Axel didn't put another path in play, did they? I don't think so anyways. There's no path in play right now. So Axel either forgot to or chose not to. It was weird to choose not to when you have vacuum in hand. I think that was a mistake there from Axel on the last turn, and they forgot to put path in play. Because you definitely didn't want to get Candy Guardied last turn, for sure. So I think it was a mistake, probably. So it's what, 3 prize cards? Got workered? Oh, it got workered. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. They did have the path. It got workered. That's true. That's right. Okay, Cameron now. Needs a stadium bump. It is still, like... Yeah, there's the Zacian. It is possible for Cameron to actually get the knockout here with the Zacian, and then Axel won't win next turn, but will ideally have Roxanne. Mis-sequencing there from Cameron. Doesn't have to bench the Zacian yet. You can use the Curlia first. Not a huge deal. Still has... Oh, no, can't use Greninja. My bad. Got the path in play. So needs, like, a research here. Attaches to Zacian. No, you gotta retreat the Curlia. You can't do that. But even then, this is like a terrible situation. If there is enough energy in the discard pile right now, and we can get the Guardy EX, Cameron can win this. Oh, the Roxanne under path? Yo, this is huge. Cameron's gonna do it again, bro. Let's go. Let's get the Guardy EX here. I think one was discarded. No, I don't think there's any. Dude, no way. Cameron's gonna do it again. Do we see the Guardy EX? Oh no, we also need a stadium. We need a stadium. We need Guardy EX and stadium. That's Guardy EX, I'm pretty sure. There's the Guardy EX. But is there a stadium to go with it? Oh my gosh, there's also the collapse. No, the Mew V discard from Axel. Now Axel can't Psychic Leap. That's actually a huge mistake from Axel. Or it could be. If they have another Mew in the hand, it's not. No, that is actually bad. Axel needs to keep the Mew V around, actually, because the play you can make here around this play, where Cameron goes down to 3 prize cards left, but you can win in 2 turns as the Mew player, is you can Psychic Leap KO the Zacian, and then Gust KO the Greninja off the bench. But if you leave yourself in with, if you Psychic Leap and only have 1 Mew V in play, then Cameron can respond with Gust KO the Mew V. Sky Seal Stone would be huge this turn. Yeah, Sky Seal Stone would also offsets that play. That'd be kind of ridiculous if Cameron also has Sky Seal Stone, though. That'd be absurd. I see an Ultra Ball coming down. Okay, definitely get rid of the red candy here. You're never playing that. Keeps the other Ultra Ball, which is interesting. You could have maybe got rid of the kept the Palpad and used the Palpad to recover Roxanne in a research. Is the other Zacian in the deck is my question. Oh, there it is. So actually, I don't like that play there from Cameron, though. I don't think. But it does have Luminion left, maybe. I don't know if we've seen the Luminion from Cameron. I don't know if Cameron plays the Luminion. I don't know if we've seen that yet. Does Cameron have enough energy? I think Cameron does have enough energy. Okay, here we go. You don't have to put the ability marker on the... I don't know how many do you need? You need 8 or 9? You need 9, right? Yeah. Wait. 89. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dude, Scammering can't be stopped. 9 on the Zacian. But here's where the Psychic Leap play can happen. There was no Sky Seal Stone. But because Axel discarded the Mew V, it's possible that Cameron could respond with Boss KO the solo Mew V off the bench, and then you still win that way as well. All right, 3 prize cards for Cameron. Mew V send up here from Axel. Axel could just look for... Axel could just go for Path Roxanne as well. Path Roxanne is still a very powerful play here. Also, like, another thing, I guess, that could be relevant is there's no, like, free retreater on the bench here for Axel either. And there's, like, no, like, extra Mew VMAX to be set up. So now Axel can't pivot between Mew VMAXs potentially either, which could be a big deal. So even if Axel gets the Technoblast KO here, here we go, the first 6. Okay, there's the Roxanne. So looking pretty good for Axel so far. Or first 5, my bad. Has an escape rope though, so can go like a retreat, or you could go like a retreat escape rope as well. But like it is a little bit cleaner to have like another Mew VMAX setup. But here comes the Roxanne. Axel's been through like 3 paths of the peak though, I'm pretty sure. No, there's damage on the Zacian. You just can't really see the dice. You just can't see the dice. They blend in with the Zacian, but they're there. Oh, got the path though. All right, looking good here for Axel. Once again, like I said about Cameron, I didn't like that Cameron. I think Cameron Sinnoh is still left. It could be prize though. But maybe got off the prize cards. Should play Cram here if you can. Keep a vacuum, keep the path, and then cram the whatever the other card is and just draw more cards. Oh, is that double boss actually? Ooh, just going literally with it straight up. Knockout. Okay, when you see Temple of Sinnoh from Cameron, gonna push the Guardy EX first to force the boss. You can always, like, if you get the stadium bump, you can always force it. Yeah, I think Cameron should have played the Palpad on the last turn, Cameron should have recovered Roxanne and Research and put them back in the deck, or like double Research probably even, to be honest. No, Roxanne Research is better because that way if you play Research and whiff the stadium, you lose. But if you get the Roxanne and you play the Roxanne, then the Mew player is Roxanne to under path for a turn, which means then maybe next turn you get the stadium if you whiffed it but get a Research. But instead kept the Ultra Ball around. There's the Miriam. Okay, we're still in it. Could draw the stadium. I assume it's in there. Otherwise, Cameron would probably just concede. You should only get 1 Pokemon here as Cameron, and it's just thinking about just getting the Luminion. I would just get a Kirlia here, though, I think. I would just go for a Kirlia here if I was Cameron. Just put 1 Kirlia back. That way, if you draw into it next turn, you could like use it to trade for 1. Goes with the 1 Luminion, though. It's probably not a super big deal. Can Cameron do it again and get the one of... It's got to be 1 Temple of Sinnoh left, I think. Memory skip here? You can't get into the Ralts. You can't use Guard EX's ability to get into the Ralts. And the deck doesn't play any switch cards. These are in these kind of situations where I personally ask for a Judge Shuffle. Oh, that is not... Although Cameron's played pretty slow in the past, so I don't know. Cameron maybe does have the stadium, but I doubt it. I think Cameron whiffed here. And the hand's pretty good for Axel. Although I don't like how Axel played the last turn, so I think it is possible for Axel to whiff here, actually. I think it is possible for Axel to whiff. I did not like how Axel played that last turn. Has an energy in hand, but yeah, so like nothing. That's why I think like if Cameron gets the stadium bump, you kind of just win. So that's why I think Cameron should have recovered a Kirlia. That's just a Kirlia in the hand. Pass, choice belt top deck. Okay, so Axel doesn't guaranteed win. Vacuum away, boss to bump the path. Has a Cram. Choice belt, Mew with choice belt coming down. Gonna be able to draw quite a bit here. 1, 2, double Crams and 2 targets for the Crams. Pretty good. Cram number 1, heads. That's the escape rope, and that is the game. Okay, game 1 goes to Axel. Pretty rough start from Cameron, I would say. Almost brought it back for the dub. Almost brought it back for the dub. Stadium was in the deck, but got 2 more games to go. Cameron can bring it back. That was a close one, though. That was like super... I didn't think it was going to get that close at all. Oh, that's also true. It doesn't do anything because Axel can't even attack anyways. I think I would like to have seen Axel been more aggressive on that last turn. I don't know if they could have been, though. They maybe couldn't have drawn any more. I think we would have to cram the vacuum. I don't know if I like cramming the vacuum there. Because I don't think there were... I thought there was another cram target because they were lining up the cram with something else in the hand, but maybe there wasn't. That's why I feel like this matchup is favored, because sometimes you just blow Mew out of the water, but sometimes you draw like that, and it's like you still have a chance like the whole game. That's also why I think like 4 research is important. Is like, I mean, in so many other matchups, just setting up is like super important, but in this matchup, you're getting judged all the time. You just rip this in like the Lugia matchup when you're getting like judged, you just rip a research and you're like fine off the judge usually. Pretty big deal. All right, this time we will have Cameron going first, which is basically, it feels like Guardy just gets a free turn to play the game. I don't know how to explain it, but if it does feel like Guardy gets like a free turn to play the game when they go first. All right, here we go. A lot of ball cards. Excuse me. Pretty good opening hand there for Axel. We'll see how Cameron's is. Looks like Cameron has a mulligan. Maybe not. He's about to fan it out. It looked like he's about to fan it out like a mulligan. I think open Zation there actually. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Zation early because you wanted the possibility to go back-to-back Zation, so you don't have to Miriam for it. Ugh, I'm not sure I'm a fan of that though, but I don't know what the rest of the hand looks like. Oh no, is it Ralt's pass? Ralt's Zation pass? That would not be good. It's level ball for another. See, I don't know. If there's no energy in hand though, you couldn't retreat to the Mew anyways though. Yeah, opening Zation is pretty cringe there. You could have opened the Ralts though and just held the Zation because you're not going to get knocked out turn 1 here as Cameron. So I don't think I like the Zation start still from Cameron. I think I still would have opened the Ralts. Yeah, benching the Zation just feels rough. You maybe would have to do it next turn anyways though. Maybe it is just better to do it. What else does Cameron have? Oh, has the energy, so could have retreated to the Mew. Cameron just doesn't like going to Mew turn 1. Mew turn 1 is insane. If you're a Guardy player and you want to know how to play Guardy, if you want to learn how to play Guardy or you're already a Guardy player and you don't do it, search, like literally, yeah, search out Mew. Open Ralts, retreat to Mew turn 1, use Mew, and at the very least, Mew will see you another Ralts. So and if you didn't search for a Ralts and instead you search for a Mew, the Mew will see you at the very least a Ralts, but the next turn could see you more, or it'll see a Battle VIP pass, which is 2. Which is 2 basic Pokemon instead of 1. So always just search out Mew over Ralts when you have like a setup like this on the first turn. Open Ralts, that's fine. And then retreat your Mew, use your Mew. And instead of level balling for another Ralts, level ball for the Mew. And then the Mew will either see a Fall Crystal or a level ball or a Battle VIP pass, which becomes 2 Ralts or like a Raltsinization or something like that. And you just set up that much better overall. All right, back over to Axel. Nest Ball for the Genesect, doing a little prize check in here. Also has a Feather Ball in hand and a double turbo. But Axel doesn't have to get a whole ton done this turn. Just needs to try and do as much as possible. Here comes the Feather Ball. Gonna get a BV, attach to the MUV, and then maybe can draw with Genesect. Actually, I don't know. There's like double path in the hand, I think. Oh, well, has a judge. Oh, okay, that's beautiful then. Let's just do the judge. You could conserve the path, conserve the vacuums. Otherwise, you'd have to go like path, vacuum, path, which is terrible. Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't be very good. Okay. Oh, Battle VIP pass. Sheesh. All right, 2 more Mews on the way. A lot more draw coming through as well. What happened to Randall, the Palkia player from yeah, they lost. L's for Randall. If there is a Candy Guardy here though for Cameron, then the Zation being set up ready to go actually isn't too bad, to be honest. Okay, more off the Genesect. Does have the path. I think it's just gonna pass and not put the path in place. So Candy Guardy could punish this here. Yeah, Candy Guardy would be pretty good here. About as good as it gets. Another Ralts. Fog Crystal. Uh-oh. Could grab Mew now, retreat to Mew, try and find a level ball for a Curlia. Just goes for an energy. Doing 150 damage to a Genesect means absolutely nothing in this matchup, though. It, like, could matter, but the chance that it matters is really low. I guess, like, you get this 150 hit off. I guess you could clean it up later with a Cresselia snipe, to be honest. Oh no. But if that's all Cameron has, that's not good. So the 100, okay, you know, to be honest, 150 snipe into the Cresselia cleanup is okay. The Mew also might be prized here again for Cameron. Maybe that's why Cameron didn't get the Mew. But no, but Cameron chose to open Zation instead of Ralts before knowing what is prized. So it's still a mistake. Unless they top deck the energy, I guess, of course. Here we see the Ultra Ball from Axel. I like trying to hold the horn here. Yeah, I like holding the horn here from Axel. Also, another reason to have actually played Path there from Axel was Cameron could have used Luminion, right? Yeah, I think Cameron should have, or Axel should have put Path in play, to be honest. I think Axel should have put Path in play. It would stop the potential of Luminion. I think Axel should still try and put Path in play. This turn. I'm on a Nest Ball here. Sure. Tails, that's fine. We need to draw some more Genesect. And the hand is set up pretty well. It's got some options. Got the Path already. Other ball, go another Mew VMAX. I think there's 3 Path in the hand now here for Axel. You don't need all of them. You see like 1 or 2. You don't need all. You don't need the whole squad. Actually, oh, I was gonna say what's a tablet play, but we do have the gloves on the active here for Axel. Just like for 1. Yeah, there's 3 Path in the hand. All right, it's pretty cool. The Cram. I would Path here. You don't want. Yeah, you wouldn't want Cameron to play the game because they get to play Luminion next turn because you didn't Path here. We've seen the Luminion from Cameron now. Yeah, I don't like this play from Axel. I don't know. You're not fully set up. Like, you don't actually have a guaranteed attack next turn, but I feel like the Path is probably correct there. And some Battle VIP pass top deck for Cameron. So Cameron is not cooking, and I think Cameron's going to be passing here. Back over to Axel. Yep, there's the Path, and I think this is where Cameron's run will unfortunately end. There's an escape rope. Ralts comes up. Actually, I don't like that escape rope from Axel. I think Axel should play the Cram first, right? Is there a Cram? Oh, the horn for the Zation. Just trying to be aggressive here. Has the boss play as well. Okay, actually, I do like it. Yeah, because we have the horn play. I was say we could just cram that and just get another energy and then just a retreat, which I think is better. So this should grab before a Seal Stone, attach it to a Genesect, put the Path in play, retreat, knockout, and then this game is about wrapped up, I think. Maybe you just get another DCE here. I guess you could do that. You'd go for a vacuum actually instead. I feel like a Force Seal Stone is a little bit better. Maybe that is better. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like a Force Seal Stone's a little bit better there. Just because then you can attach it, draw 2 cards, and like you're already so set up that you're just like chilling. I don't know. You're getting 2 prize cards to work with as well. Yeah, I like the Force Seal Stone more than I like the vacuum grab there for sure. But I definitely like the horn play. You should definitely do I like the horn play for sure. All right, Curly a top deck from Cameron. I mean, this is gonna be if Cameron somehow makes it come back in this one, this will be the scam to freaking rule them all, because this is like seems impossible. Like this turn, I think from Cameron would have to go Cresselia snipe the Genesect. For Cameron to win this game, this turn Cameron would have to go Cresselia snipe the Genesect, knock it out, and then next turn Sky Steel Stone Zation KO. But that does not seem likely here, I don't think. It's too much, even for Cameron. Miriam for the Zation back. And then you need to draw into Candy Cresselia. You have to also have 4 energy in your discard pile, and then you have to spread out your energy, which is also annoying. So that's like beyond impossible. There's just no way. But I think I see the candy in the hand. But you'd have to do the Cresselia snipe this turn as well. You'd like need the Cresselia snipe as well. You could run to Guard EX for a turn. That doesn't really like work though, because then they get a free punch on the Guard EX, especially for the 2-hit KO. Yeah, you have to draw prize cards this turn as Cameron to have a chance. Prize cards must be drawn, or you're gonna lose. There's an Ultra Ball, okay. Cameron also has to see that line of play as well. I don't think Cameron has enough energy in the discard pile, to be honest, to actually make that play work. So that's like another problem. Like a big problem. Oh, keeping it on Roxanne could have been good though. Dude, Roxanne and Mew under their own path is always super funny. There's no that's actually just another reason that Axel should have put the Force Seal Stone in play over getting a vacuum, is because if you get Roxanne next turn, also needs to out the path. Yeah, I forgot about that. If you get Roxanne next turn, then you're not stuck on your own path. That'd have been like another reason to actually have put Force Seal Stone in play. But I guess if you're stuck on your own path, your opponent didn't attack, so that's like still puts you in a pretty good spot. But you did use Technoblast. Axel did use Technoblast last turn, so if you got Roxanne here, it's possible you're just not attacking on this turn. Okay. Another draw 2. Wait, they just drew 3, I think. Am I trolling? I think that they just drew 3 cards. Maybe it was just 2. All right. Well, the third Curly is out, so there's no Guard EX this turn, which I think means it is just over here. Comes Curly again. Yeah, that definitely looked like 3 to me as well. 100% looked like 3. Attach to the bench and pass. They definitely, yeah, they 100% drew 3. I'm like almost positive. I don't think they did it maliciously, because I know how you guys in chat like to be. I don't think they did it maliciously, but they 100% drew 3 cards. I don't even know why Axel is bumping the stadium here. I guess just wants to kind of dig through the deck, but like you just go retreat, knockout, and then get 4 Sealstone and play, and then I think you just win. I don't know. Axel's gonna get aggressive here though. I guess getting aggressive is fine. Keep Path at up. Well, no, but Path has like leave play for Cameron to play the game anyways. But I guess you just like overly thin out your deck. I guess that's like fine. Like just really aggressively thin out your deck. But you may as well evolve your third Mew V into a VMAX as well, I think. All right, they're stopping the game. They figured it out. The judge is like, all right, let me read refinement. That's funny. It does say draw 2. Had Miriam in hand, they just used Miriam. I think he should be fired from his job and or expelled from his school because of this. That's fair. I think that's reasonable, actually. Cameron gets canceled. I think that's reasonable, to be honest. Did they just like keep going? Did they not do any like kind of penalty or anything? Oh, the judge asked to read refinement and then... All right, Max Miracle knockout. The game's just over though. The game is just cooked. Even if you set up Mew EX here as Cameron, it doesn't matter. Oh no, actually, Guard EX, my bad. You could go Guard EX, Boss KO Genesect, actually. I take it back. You can go Guard EX, Boss KO Genesect. There actually is a route here. There actually is a route, but I'm pretty sure Axel has an out with like a boss or an escape rope, so. Maybe that Curly in particular says 3 on the card. True, possibly. They might be reviewing the VOD right now to figure out. I think the judges let it continue because of the state of the game state. That's pretty bad though. Like that's, if there's something messed up, you should just like, you should give out the correct ruling and like everything. That's a pretty bad response to the situation. I think it's a pretty bad response to the situation to be like, well, listen, you made an incorrect play, but because you're about to freaking lose, Scamron, I'm gonna let you get away with this one. One time. Scamron does it again, bro. To be honest, you know what? Scamron's refinements draw 3. It gets worse, bro. The ruling ends the game though. I know, but like, what if Cameron somehow makes a comeback here? Like, there's nothing stopping Axel from completely throwing the game. It doesn't matter? No, that's not true. That's a bad take. That's a terrible take there. What if Axel just throws? What if Axel just completely botches the game? It's possible. You cheated, but you lose anyway, so keep cheating. Yeah, it's just not how it works. Although it does look like this game, it does look like it's over. That's not it's a bad take. It's just a bad take. It's a bad take. I'll give you a chance to take it back. They might just be playing the game for stream and got the loss anyways. That's true. If he throws, that's on him, but I agree it should be corrected. No, but that's the point. The point is that the game's not over yet, Chicken Strip. The point is like the game is not over. Therefore, any like, that way the game's not over. Therefore, if the board state can be corrected, or if the board state can be corrected, or the board state can be corrected, or a penalty should be given out for playing improperly, it should be one or the other. Like, it should just happen one way or the other. Unless they were like, all right, you lose. And it's like, all right, can we just finish playing out the game anyways? And they're like, okay. Then it's like, whatever. I'm not positive that they drew 3 cards, though. Okay, now I think they caught it, maybe. They played while they figured it all out. Oh, okay. They're playing while they're figuring it out. All right, camera's just conceding. Okay, yeah. I mean, camera's gonna lose anyway, so it's fine.